All praise, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA, QADASH. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who do rule well. And peace, mercy to the hopeful elect, the 144,000 men that are doing this work in sincerity and in truth around the four corners of earth. And much love to the one-third of you believers out there, you men, women, and children of the household of faith. To you all, I say shalom. I'm the brother Yeshaya from the Great Millstone West Palm Beach branch, and I pray, Lord willing, that this lesson is edifying through the Spirit. All right, I know this is not going to be too long from what I feel. It was something on my spirit. I just, like about 3 times today, I meditated on like titles of what I was going to do, to the point, sometimes you do a lesson, man, and you keep trying to research, fact check, all that kind of stuff. And sorry, I had something in my teeth. But, sometimes you never can quite get it all together as you see. And that's how we know this is all coordinated by YAHAWASHI, right? But then you get to the point where we just like, man, just hit the button, bro. You try to sit up and coordinate it and plan it how you want to, but the Lord like, nah, it ain't gonna work like that. But we still want to serve him, And so, ultimately what it was coming down to, I kept wanting to do a lesson on Donald Trump. But ultimately, the main MO is that you're blind if you can't see that war is coming. Obviously, I'm not talking about the those in the know. This is referring to the people in the world, but nonetheless, they really don't know. They really don't see all of the terror and the chaos and the mayhem that's coming. They'll hear about little JJ who just got shot up or something like that. Little local news and stuff like that. People love the local news too, man. Like local channels and shit. If y'all only knew, like, it's a part of my job where I got to hear a lot of that all the time, man. People love, like, local. I mean, that's the thing, right? You got local, you got, like, regional, you have national, then you have global. Local is, let's see, usually, like, maybe your state. Let's see, what is local? What does local mean? Let's go with this first. What does local mean? So we can get it there. Local says belonging or relating to a particular area or neighborhood, typically exclusively so, an inhabitant of a particular area or neighborhood. So, let's say it could be your city. Sometimes it could be your city or surrounding cities, something like that. Regional is obviously your region, maybe a couple of states, right? Then you got national, right? Everybody in the United States. And then you got global, things all over the world, right? So the thing is with Americans, the furthest that they'll go is national, but really these people don't think on a national level, okay? They don't think in regard to the nation. If you're living on the East Coast, you're not really concerned with stuff that's going on the West Coast unless it's like the fires and stuff. And then even still, people weren't all aware of that. You ask a lot of people who are going on with the wildfires and stuff, they don't know. These people are not in tune with the life that's surrounding them, And I just thought about Thessalonians. I'll start with that one. This is that's a good one too. First Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. You see what I'm saying? Like that's how they act, peace and safety. They act like America's comfortable, America's safe. We're not going to have any problems. We're not going to have any issues. Everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be okay. But the Lord says sudden destruction. So since you're thinking locally or regionally, you're about to have national and global problems. You can't tell that a war is brewing up Look at your president, man. Your president of the United States, man. Look at all the things he's doing. He's making, what is it called? Moves of grandeur, acts of grandeur. Let me see if I'm saying that right. Moves of grandeur. You know, it might be like acts or something like that. Let's see. It says moves of grandeur. Oh, delusions of grandeur. That's probably really what it is. And applies to, but it said moves of grandeur refers to actions or behaviors that suggest an exaggerated sense of self-importance, power, or significance. It says delusions of grandeur. It says often seen as a symptom of delusions of grandeur, a type of delusional disorder. All right, delusions of grandeur these are false beliefs about one's own importance, power, or identity, often accompanied by the belief that one is famous, has special abilities, or is destined for greatness. So Donald Trump is under a delusion of grandeur, right? He thinks that he can ultimately control the world. You know, we know that he's a puppet, right? But he's under a delusion of grandeur. He thinks that he's something greater than what he is, and he's going to make the world do a certain thing. But look, you don't become great by attacking your allies. You don't become great by attacking those that are close to you. You sanctioning the people that are above you and below you. Matter of fact, Canada, a brother sent an article that Canada basically said, let's see, I might have to look this up, so I might have to fact check this. But basically, Canada stated that they need to feel the pain. Canada states turning off electricity. See, it says this. Yep. And so it's from Newsweek. All right. It says Canada to cut off electricity to U.S. states. And he said they need to feel the pain. So I didn't know they had that much control over energy. But it says Ontario Premier Doug Ford said on Monday that he will block energy exports to the United States with a smile if U.S. President Donald Trump moved ahead with plans for a 25% tariff on Canadian goods. You see, so you got, first of all, you got Mexico hating us. Mexico already hates us. South America already hates us, right? Now you got Canada hating us, okay? Man, you got all these other different nations around the world hating us. And this is why you start to see NATO hating us, EU, the beast shall hate the whore, right? You start to think about Obadiah, and I'm going to get that one in a moment, just the first couple verses. But it says why it matters. In response to Trump's tariffs, Ottawa and Beijing have announced plans to retaliate, sparking fears of a global trade war, man. You see? So a global trade war, all that means is inflation. That's all I hear. That's the only word that comes to mind. Inflation. And I'm going to get this next part here, but I did so. Let me get that Obadiah really quickly. Let me get that one while it's on the tip of my thoughts. All right. The book of Obadiah. It says Obadiah 1:1, the vision of Obadiah. Thus said the Lord YAHAWAH concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. You see? Esau is greatly despised, man. The world is starting to hate the so-called white nation, man, starting with America. You know, they're bringing on the spirit that the world is starting to realize all the things that we were talking about in the Bible are true. You know, through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI. It says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? So that's the mentality of the Edomites. The pride of their heart has deceived them. Donald Trump thinks he's just ruling the world. And look, you can cut down on debt without harming your friends, right? You can even get them to repay debts without, look, and this is the thing. Let me say this. This is something that my father taught me when I was young as far as giving out money, right? And the government is a business at the end of the day, right? But my father said, if you got friends and you can't afford to give them the money and never get it back, don't give it to them. Because he said it will ruin your friendships. I'll never forget that. That always stuck with me. So some friends, obviously the scriptures say, don't let your money rust under a stone. And we got a different understanding now in the truth. But I've lived by that. You know what I'm saying? So one of my boys be like, hey, bro, can I borrow, can I borrow $200? If I got it to spare and it's not going to hurt me to give it to him, I'm like, yeah, bro, don't worry about it. Now, if he pay me back, great. But if he don't, I'm not going to hold that to him. Because if you do, you'll end up you and your friend not on good terms. Now, we understand under the law, this is another thing, too. Since the laws don't apply, right, to these people, they don't understand damn, why is it? I'm tripping right now. The year of release, right? The year of release is when anybody that has a debt paid to you, after 7 years, it's supposed to be forgiven, and you're not supposed to ask for that money anymore. Okay? But we living under Esau Edom. So my point is, this is a country, he said they're stopping trillions of dollars of aid to these different charities, these different companies, these different countries with their allies, and they're stopping giving them money and resources. It's like, bro, I understand you trying to find ways to short funds, but you could at least cut off half. You could tell them they're going to decrease their funding. He just gone out and he's taking everything, right? He just like cut that shit off. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and keep reading. Verse 4, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle and thou set thyself amongst the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they have not stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? So Esau Edom, he wants it all, man. Right? He wants it all. And so now we're living in a time where Esau and Donald Trump is doing all types of things, man. So if you can't see that this is going to result in the third world's war, then the Lord really just got your head down in the damn pit, man. But they aren't paying attention to this. They paying attention to TikTok. They paying attention to the Super Bowl, right? They paying attention to Instagram and the shit that come on there, and that's all their minds are, man. It says where your heart is, there shall your treasure be also. You think these people's minds are focused on prophecy? You think their minds are focused on YAHAWASHI? You think your minds are focused on the impending war that's coming? Nah, man, these people are thinking about BS, man. Right? They're thinking about working their 9 to 5, and when the weekend come, they can't wait to go turn up in Miami. This is Romans 11:7. It says, what then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded. Right? The rest of the people were blinded. You got Israel, 2/3 of people just can't see. It's a war coming. It's a nuke coming for their face, and they can't even see it. But in that day they will. The Lord gonna open it. He says every eye shall see him, right? And that day he gonna open it up and make sure you see everything, feel all the judgment, right? But they're blinded from the reality of salvation. They're blinded from who the Lord is. They're blinded from who they are, right? The scriptures say, if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. And I love that verse, man. Because you got to find a position of thankfulness and mercy, knowing that Yahawah showed it unto us, because that means you're not lost, brother. If you understand this word and you take it hold and you're doing what you're supposed to do according to the scriptures, you're not lost. And how great it is to be in 2025 and to be able to see, to be able to be aware of the things that are happening on earth. It says, according as it is written, the Most High have given them a spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see and ears that they should not hear unto this day. And David said, let their table be made a snare and a trap and a stumbling block and a recompense unto them. Let their eyes be darkened that they may not see and bow down their back all the way. So they're always, King David said, let them be blinded, let them not see. So the fact that they can't see the war's coming, that means they're being foolish. They're going to You got to die in the warning. If you don't see the attack coming, you going to get hit. You know, when the watchmen were yelling at you and telling you to wake up, there's danger approaching, and you decided to put your headphones on and go back to sleep, then, hey, you know, when it befalls, when the judgment falls, then you can't say you weren't warned. You can't say you didn't know. Well, all of this is about to be a terrible thing for the 2/3 of our people. You know, we tried to warn them, tried to let them know what was going on, man. But let me get this here. This is back to the Newsweek article. It says, the U.S. imposed tariffs of 25% of Canadian goods, except for energy products, which face a 10% tariff. It also put a 25% tariff on imports from Mexico, an additional 10% on Chinese goods. You see, so they're trying to get money off other people and save money in other ways, but they don't know money, man. You know? Now, I can't remember who told me this, but I remember from a long time ago as well. Excuse me. It says there are two things that can break up brothers. I can't remember who told me this. It said money and women. Those are the two things that will break up brothers, man, or can have the possibility of doing so. You know, and they show you that on the Lion King, the Mufasa movie. You know, but it always comes down to that when it comes down to breaking brothers. Now, if you money and women are not in the way, then hey, man, you know, you have a beautiful brotherhood. You know, but money and women, and so of you're having these allies, and these are countries that are surrounded. That's just stupid. That's like having a certain amount of goods, or you know, you got two neighbors, one on one side, one on the other side, and somehow y'all all created a barter system, and then you start telling them, hey, you got to give me 3 times of what you got to give me, and you got to give me 5 times of what you got to give, and then we gonna call that an even trade. And otherwise, y'all can't pass through me. Y'all can't make this work. They're gonna be like, what the hell? We've established this trade system for so long, and now you're trying to up and change things and tax us more? It's like, who gives you the right, bro? But Donald Trump he's going in. It says, according to figures from the U.S. Energy Information Administration, Canada is by some margin the largest source of American energy imports, with 59% of all crude oil imported into the U.S. in 2019 coming from the country. So energy imports give Canada a powerful lever to hit back at the Trump administration in a way that is likely to raise prices and stoke inflation in the U.S. Oh, my God, man. Yeah, it's getting real. It's getting real, man. You seeing that 60% of crude oil imported into the U.S., man? You know, from hey, man, y'all got to understand, this can affect gas, energy. This can affect your home. This can affect your light bill. All the people with electric cars, this can affect that. This can affect your batteries. This can affect your fucking phone bill, right? Everything is run by energy, electricity, you know? And so I thought about this verse, which is actually, I love this one too, because I feel the verse as this plague was happening. This is Exodus 10 and verse 20. But the Lord YAHAWAH hardened Pharaoh's heart so that he would not let the children of Israel go. And the Lord said unto Moses, stretch out thine hand toward heaven, that there may be darkness over the land of Egypt, even darkness which may be felt. And Moses stretched forth his hand toward heaven, and there was a thick darkness in all of Egypt 3 days. You see what I'm saying? So 3 days you could feel, man. That's something to meditate on. Right? And matter of fact, it goes into how thick the darkness was. It says, they saw not one another, neither rose any from his place for 3 days. But the children of Israel had light in their dwellings. So this was so dark that you just stayed. See, you were on a 3-day fast because you were afraid to move because of how dark it is. And then when you read the book of Wisdom of Solomon, I believe like the 17th chapter, 16, 17, or 18, one of those. But it goes into how You know, the things they were hearing during that darkness, you know, rushing of water and wild animals and beasts and things like that. So you in the darkness, you just seeing apparitions, you're seeing animals, you're hearing animals. And that's terrifying, man. So, hey, man, so I'm not saying they about to turn the lights off, but hey, he said they need to feel the pain. So if you're going back to the neighbor example, if you're doing this to the neighbors, they're gonna eventually say, "Hey, yo, you know what? F that guy. We need to do something from him because he need what we have. He thinks he's all big and bad. He need what we got. He needs us, right? So he's just offending his neighbors. He's offending these countries. Okay. It says, I don't start a tariff war, but we're going to win this tariff war. Matter of fact, let's see who said this. I believe it says Ontario Premier Doug Ford. Yeah. It says, I don't start a tariff war, but we're going to win this tariff war. He said, adding, if they want to try to annihilate Ontario, I will do everything, including cut off their energy with a smile on my face. And I'm encouraging every other province to do the same. Ford added, they rely on our energy. They need to feel the pain. Sheesh. Man, that's some interesting words. Interesting words. And so you don't see how this can start a war. This is instigating battles. And trust me, he's doing them worldwide. He's threatening NATO. He's pulled out of the World Health Organization. You know, I believe last time in office he pulled out of the Iran nuclear deal, something like that. He pulled out a few different organizations since he's started this time. You know, so you can totally see this going left and it not being good for our people, man. You know, the 2/3 of our people in the heathen are not considering war. But war is at your doorsteps, man. All right? War is at your doorsteps. And I'm going to get 2 verses, then I'm going to wrap it up. You know, war draws nigh, man. Let me see. That one I was going to get is, damn, I lost that one. Look, Lord willing, come back to me before I go up, but I'm going to go to Isaiah. Isaiah 9 and verse 5, it says, for every battle of the warriors with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. So the Lord is letting you know that this fire that's coming is going to be thermonuclear fire, right? It's going to be burning and fuel of fire, and that's going to ultimately, which by the way, could also minimize America's missile use. So if they don't got energy, they don't got enough missiles to reproduce. You know, you're getting charged through the wazoo. So he said all the other provinces. So if Canada get all the other provinces on trial with it, man, this thing could get real ugly. But they're not aware that war is coming, man. Right? And then the war that is going to end all, this is going to be the war to end all wars, like we saying, because when YAHAWASHI comes, it's really over. You know, I know what I want to now. Call it YAHAWASHI. Going to the book of 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter. Right? 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 33, it says, the virgin shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. You see that? So in the wars, men are going to die. So what wars is it talking about? It's talking about the wars that's about to come. And a lot of these women going to be left alone, right? Not having anything, not having a man to protect or help them. This is why the men of the Lord are going to start, the fine gold is going to start magnifying itself, right? In the war shall their bridegrooms be destroyed. So a lot of these men are going to lose their lives going to this war. That's what we say. If you join in the armed forces now, you just bugged out of your mind and you're not aware of the times. You're going to do whatever little offering that they willing to give you, whatever little bribe. It's hella stories about how the army don't pay you, or they never got a Hellcat, or everything they promised is not coming unto them, man. You know, the state of America is about to get real interesting, and people have no idea that war is coming. And Donald Trump is leading you right into the damn fire. But hey, call YAHAWASHI. We need World War III to come to fulfill prophecy. We need the implant to come to do these people in to fulfill prophecy. you know? And so it's just all a part of our ride. And Lord willing, we be kept from all of these things that are happening. The Lord keep his angels around us and keep us safe, man. You know, but I'm going to wrap it up with that. I truly do. Your brothers, y'all keep your eyes open, and blessed is he that watcheth and occupying prophecy. All right. With that, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA, QADASH. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And peace and mercy to the hopeful elect. Until next time, shalom.